vinniger. So ja, maar dit is verskriklik duur. Dit het al duurder geraak. So ek sê die laaste wat ek gehoor het jy nog net wit en swart gekry en ek dink die kleur, die varnish. Maar anyway, daar is nou nog seker 3 minutes, is tyd vir jou tune. Okay, ons staan by ZS6 Yankee India, ZS1 Mike.
Okay, net vir het finaal, ja, wat ek gesê, die glytek het baie langer gevat as my gewone 2K. Ek sê wat gaan nou? Gewone 2K nou dit het baie vinnig gegaan want ons het spesiale hardness gehad en so aan. Okay, ek gaan gou daai dingetjie opsit, sê die 6 Yankee India. Sommer dit nou doen. Okay, this is Zulu Sierra 6 Yankee India, welcoming everyone to the Worldwide Net on a Sunday. And we also wish to start off by thanking the Qatar Satellite Company for allowing us an opportunity to be on the satellite. Although it's an amateur satellite, but it is hosted by themselves. We also wish to thank AMSAT DL and also AMSAT UK. And then, of course, the BATC for all their valued assistance and help in getting things going. Today, we have the following. We've got Bert, Papa Alpha 3 Alpha Oscar Delta. Don't really know what Bert's going to be talking about, but we'll find out in due course. Hello, Martin. Been a long time since we've seen you, so you checking in. Yeah, I was about to put an advert on Police File to see what's happening. I just hope your shed, as you call it, is coming on. Looks like there's another chap also doing building things. That's old Leon. And he will be giving us some feedback on his feedback on the building project. And then after Leon will be Tom. Tom, I did send you a WhatsApp. Be interested if you could maybe talk about that RF meter that you've developed so people can tune in their dishes. That's what Robert asked you to do, if you could. And then, hello, Saro. Nice to see you on frequency today. And then after you, Saro, will be Ed, Papa Yankee 2 Radio November. And Ed, you say you've got some Leo Bodner dual port GPSDO info. We look forward to seeing that. I presume that's to get things going. And hello to you, Nigel. Nigel, I've been battling for 2 days to see why you're not copying my video. I cannot understand it. But what I do find is if I record myself, I don't get my video either. So there's a common something there. However, Leon records my signal quite well. But hello to you, Nigel, at 2 Echo 0 Echo Hotel Hotel. So those are the guys on our normal satellite login. And let's see if there's anyone else on. Okay, audio working fine, Tom. Nothing else on that score. So I shall pass it to Bert, Papa Alpha 3, Alpha Oscar Delta, to please take it from Zulu Sierra 6, Yankee, India.
Oh, yeah. Okay, was just some missing from video, also video, but anyway. Good afternoon, morning or evening, wherever you are. It's a sunny day over here in the Netherlands today. Temperature is not that high at the moment, around 24 degrees centigrade, but the coming week the temperature will, if you may believe the weather forecast, it will tick the 40 degrees centigrade. Huh? I don't know if it ever happened before here in the Netherlands, 40 degrees, but in the southern part of the country it will be around that temperature. Huh? So it's not so nice. And probably I will not enter my shack anyway. Huh? The shack is on the south side, so all the sun is then directly into my shack. Huh? Okay, I saw I wrote nothing on the what to tell line, but I was busy with my control amplifier module. I had some different modules and now I put it all together. Huh? Maybe I can show you the schematic diagram. Let's see. I've just prepared it and see if that works. Now let's see. No. Okay, yeah. You'll probably see some problems, some schematics now, hopefully. You've seen the core base is the Raspberry Pi Pico. That's the small one, the same size as the well-known Arduino, or whatever you call it. There are, or how you pronounce it then. And some other stuff controlling for 28 volts or for 50 volt or 48 volts. Let's see if I can show a little bit more just as a schematic. Let's see, I can maybe also let's see schematic. Now see, what's this? No, this is wrong one. That's the way you do it online. It's of let's see what's no. I thought I could show you something extra, but no. One try more. Oh, yeah. That's the thing with OBS. It's not always working as you like it should be working. Yeah? But anyway, it's more my problem than OBS problem. Eh? Let's see. Yeah, okay. Now we have some more, a part of me and a part of the board. Eh? This is the board layout. It's not fully completed. Not all the lines are drawn as it should be, but no. That will be done then in the coming week, hopefully. Got already a 3D part of it. Let's see if we can show you that one. Oh. Let's see, 3D viewer, yes. Yeah, okay, that's a little bit more. This is the 3D part, so you can see how the circuit is built, the PCB. It's around 9 centimeters wide and 11 centimeters high, or whatever you will call it. Yeah, you can see Raspberry Pi 2 relay, one small coax relay for SMA connectors for amplifier input, and yeah, all the connectors and the power supply. Yeah, you see maybe there are two components missing here in the middle, fuse 1 and fuse 2, but I missed 3D components. As you can see, all the components are in 3D, but yeah, I don't have the 3D models. They are from these small round ones. Maybe we can show you on the side of the camera. Let's see if it. No, yeah, where is it? Oh yeah. As you can see, that's from these small fuses. There should be somewhere probably a 3D model, but I couldn't find it the last couple of days. Anyway, so if someone has a 3D model of this little fuse, it's 8.5 millimeters in diameter. Okay, that's the thing I had done last week. And yeah, to routing the whole board will take a couple of days more to route it correctly anyway. So that was the thing I had to show. Let's see if we can. Yep. Oh, that's not me. Oh, yeah, that's not always easy. Okay, hey, that's me, but that's partly me, Oh yeah, that's the other way around. Okay, maybe a little bit confusing for everybody, but blame it on the temperature over here in the sun. The system goes to Martin. Long time no see. G4FKK, the group, PA3AOD.
Completely unprepared, I'm afraid. So apologies for my absence. It's funny, it doesn't feel that long ago since I was last on the net, but it must be a while. So great to see you, Gary and Bert, and looking forward to seeing Leon, Tom, Saro, Ed and Nigel. I trust all's going well with you, Nigel. I've been just busy. It's just when I was working, all my retired friends used to say, "Oh, I don't know how I had time to work." I used to laugh, but now I know what they mean. It's very busy. As Bert was saying, it's very hot over here at the moment. It's 28 in the shack, which is just beyond my my limits really, but it's even hotter outside. They reckon it will reach 31 today, and similarly to you, Bert, at one point they were predicting maybe 40 degrees on Monday and Tuesday, so let's hope not, eh? I sent an email to Tom yesterday, I think, saying this would be a good time for all the South Africans who are feeling a bit chilly over there to come over here, because it's sweltering. Anyway, yeah, and Gary, yeah, I did see the police travelling around here the other day, so I wonder if that's because you'd sent them out. Okay, well, Bert, your printed circuit board looks very elegant, I have to say. I missed what package you were using. I use Eagle here, which does do 3D, but I've never tried it with 3D. And I know Mike MJW uses KickAd, I think. So, but it looked really good. I don't know if you can build your own 3D image of the fuse. Oh, by the way, it looked like you'd got your fuse in a socket, which is a really good idea, because those they're infuriating when they blow, those ones, aren't they? There's quite a few of them in various PC equipment I've got here. So yeah, I'd be interested to know what package you're running. Not done a great deal on the amateur radio front, or amateur television front either. I have been playing with this from Tom. Oh, I have still got audio. That's good. This is Tom's latest gadget, gizmo. This is running on Windows at the moment, but Tom, you'll be glad to hear that it did finally sink into my elderly brain how to get it going on the phone. So it does work on the phone. Rather annoyingly, by the time I get out to the dish, the Wi-Fi is not terribly reliable. So I need to do something about that next as well. But you can't have everything, can you? Okay. Right, well, that's enough from me. I'll put it round to you, Leon. And trust's all very well in Worcester this afternoon. So Zulu Sierra 1, Mike, this is G4FKK standing by.
Okay, G4FKK and the group ZS1 Mike returning. Yes, hello Martin, and hello Bert, and Gary I have greeted, and then hello to all the others coming up. Yes, okay Bert, very nice board that, eh? Yeah, I'm also curious to know what package you're using. I wonder that I think Gustav ZS1 November Zulu also has a package that gives you this 3D view and all that. He did mention the name to me, but I said to him, no, I'm too old for that now. I stick to my Tango, which I bought brand new with the matching computer, which is a DOS 3.1 machine, and it still makes perfect PC boards. Not in 3D, but I understand it. Very easy to create my own components. So that's what I've been using for the last 30 years. No, yeah, just over 30 years that I've been using that. I'm not using the same. I still have the same computer. That's at my house in Bredasdorp, at the southern tip of Africa. But I have the same program installed on various other computers, which are old enough to be able to run it, because it will not run on a modern computer. That's the reason, or one of the reasons why I have, I stopped counting. I bought another one the other day. Yes. I think I have 19 PCs now. Anyway, okay, so very nice there, Bert. Okay, Martin, hot. Well, today is 23 degrees in Worcester. Look at me. No jackets, nothing. It's actually a little earlier. It was quite hot. And it was the same yesterday. It's like, I mean, we are in midwinter now, and this is like a fair summer's day. There's a bit of a breeze now, but earlier on it was like deathly quiet, and yeah, no wind, and yeah, I didn't measure it, but the prediction was 23 degrees for today. Yes, okay, my building works, Martin, my workshop is coming on nicely. The builders normally don't work on a weekend. The guy told me, you know, we don't work on weekends, and we don't work when it rains. And this is midwinter, so the chances of rain are like very possible. Anyway, so they've been working for a couple of weeks now, doing all the brickwork and all the woodwork for the roof and so on. And on Friday afternoon, 3 o'clock only, the truck came with the roof, you know, the IBR galvanized iron sheets for the roof. And well, that's too late to start putting it up. And the builder said to me, well, the prediction is, the weather prediction, that Saturday is going to be a perfect day, because those sheets are 8.2 something meters long. It's continuous sheets, no joints. And that is the length of my workshop. Well, it's a little bit shorter because I have 250mm overhang on either side. So I think it's about 7.6 or something meters is the length of the workshop. Anyway, and the garages next to it, the whole lot is getting this new roof, and yeah, it was quite a business. They had to extend the height of the front wall by over a meter to get the fall of the roof at 5 degrees. That you don't want to be less than 5 degrees of slope for the water to run down properly. Anyway, so yesterday was a perfect day, also a hot day, a summer's day with not a breath of wind, and it still took them a couple of hours to put it all up, but very, very neatly done. So now they must just finish the fascias and the soffits, and then we get the specialist guy who does the aluminium gutter at the back of the building. And then they must still remove the old roof, which is still there on the garage side. On the workshop side, I'm leaving the original roof on, so I'll have the new roof on top, on the camera, so it'll be the new roof with some insulation, with the old roof, and they're going to fit a ceiling. So I'll have 4 layers of protection from the sun in my new workshop. That's not a ham shack, that is the workshop for my lathes and stuff, and drill presses and welding equipment and various mechanical things, which is all stuffed into my small little workshop now, where the amplifier is and the dish on top, the uplink dish. So yeah, it'll be fantastic to have space for everything, and also decent space to store things. So that, in a nutshell, is what's happening here. Yeah, I had to take 2 of my dishes down, of 2 receiving dishes, so that they could put their scaffolding up, you know, around the building. And I noticed that both of the dishes that I took down, the little radome on the LNB, the UV has already eroded it, and they're cracking. Now the last one, my main receiving dish, which is down now, I'm using my original small one, I think a 90, if it's even a 90 centimeter dish. I'm using that at the moment with leads lying all over the floor, just to reach. But my newest one, it's maybe a 1.5 years old. That radome was cracked. So I'll have to find something to paint them with. Now originally you used to get the Glatex 8 paint here in South Africa, which is RF friendly. RF goes right through it. Doesn't contain any lead or lead oxide. But I think it's obsolete. I don't think you get it anymore. But I'll have to paint it black to screen it from the UV of the sun. Or, you know, this Worcester is like a desert place. It can get very hot here, and the radiation, the sun is terrible. We don't have the pollution that Gary and them have up there in the north with all their factories and stuff. They've got natural filters, you know, that that blocks the UV. We don't have that here anymore. We used to have a coal-fired power station just on the edge of the town, but that was demolished years ago. So now we have like clean blue sky, and the UV is tremendous. So okay, right, I'll have to find something to paint them with. Tom, over to you. ZR6 Tango Golf for the group. ZS1 Mike.
Okay, it'll probably work better if I turn up the microphone. Sorry about that. Okay, it'll probably work better if I turn up. Hi everybody. Yeah, my Touring key stream coder decided to crash just when I went up there. So, but yeah, all good. Good to see everybody today. Very jealous of of all the hot temperature talking that everybody's been doing. Over here, it's chilly for me. It's about 17 degrees outside, and at night it hits about 2-3 degrees. So yeah, I'm very jealous of all the hot temperature. Although 40 does sound a bit hectic, 17 still sounds worse to me than 40. But yeah, good to see everybody on there. Gary, yeah, sorry, I got your WhatsApp. I saw it just now when you were talking. Yeah, I'll show a bit about the app now. And then Bert, yeah, very nice board. I think you're doing that in KiCad. KiCad, I'm not sure how they pronounce it, but KiCad, it looks like it there. But yeah, nice to see Pico being used like that. I wonder what language you're going to be coding the Pico in. One of the Python variants, or doing it in C. It'd be interesting to know, but it looks very nice, very cool. Martin, good to see you again. Haven't seen you for a while, and yeah, first thing that stood out for me when you came on was your shirt. So I don't know if it's just because I normally see you in a jacket or a pullover or something, or if the shirt looks different or funny, but it's a nice shirt you've got there. It stood out for me. But good seeing you there, and glad you came out with the Android. Yeah, I haven't replied to the emails yet. They're piling up. I need to get to that. But yeah, I'm glad you got that sorted. Yeah, the Wi-Fi is a issue. If you don't have Wi-Fi around the tower, then it doesn't work so well with the app. Leon, good to see you as well, and glad to hear your innovations are coming along nicely. And yeah, that Tango PCB software of yours sounds sounds pretty interesting, if a bit old. And yeah, no, I'm like I say, I'm glad it's going well there with the innovations. Yeah, the sun is a bit of a pain. Anything plastic going on top of my roof as well also gets degraded over time, even with our pollution filter, as you call it. So I haven't been doing too much lately, radio related. Been very busy at work. But yesterday or Friday evening, I got an email from Robert, Delta 4 Yankee Romeo. He's busy doing some tests with 3D printing some those lenses that go on top of the potty, and he asked me if it was possible to, in the Android app, the Longmont version, to add in something that will show the average of the MER over time. And the Android app is a bit of a disarray at the moment as I'm busy reworking it. So I figured it'd be a fun little project yesterday to act something together. And the end result, like Martin showed there, is essentially, let me see if I can push that up here. Yeah, so the end result is essentially that little app. It was coded in Flutter. Flutter is a little framework for mobile apps in it, but the nice thing about it is the code it's cross. You can compile it on a cross platform, so you can make a Windows app version. Yeah, you can make a Linux app version, even for the Mac OS, Android, iOS. It's all supported by Flutter. So you develop it once, and apart from if your app is simple enough, then it pretty much compiles out of the box for different platforms. The cell phone app itself, the cell phone app looks like that, pretty much exactly the same as the Windows app, and it works out pretty nice in terms of going to fiddle with the dish. Just be able, you tune your Longmont onto the beacon, and then you can go fiddle there, and you'll see, let's go back to the other display. You'll see there's two MER values there. The top one is the live one, as it is showing now, and then the bottom one is the one that's averaged over the last about 200 points, which is about 30 seconds worth. So you'll see now, let's see if I take away my signal and I tune to the beacon, you'll see the top one now jump to the live one, and the average one is now starting to climb to it as well. So within 30 seconds, it'll obviously have flattened out again. But yeah, it seems to cover the needs for Robert, for his tests and that, and I figured, yeah, it'd be a nice little thing to release as well. So I've got all the, let me just tune back to my own signal. So I've got all the source code on the website, so anybody that wants to go play with it and modify it is welcome to. And I've also, or if you want to compile it for Mac OS or for Linux or something like that, I'll probably do binaries for those as well, for those that don't want to compile it. But yeah, the code is there and you can play with it. It's simple. It just connects to Longmint, and it gets the value there. It even shows, you know, whether it's locked or not in the frequency. This can obviously be elaborated a lot more, but you know, for basic dish calibration, it works pretty well. Yeah. So yeah, that's essentially the main thing I've been working on. Nothing much more on that, but I'd be keen to see, you know, if it helps out for people and if they can play with it. And like I say, the source code is all on there as well. So if you want to go modify it or anything like that, then feel free. Send me a pull request of the code you've done. I'd be keen to include it in there. It's all on the website. Where is that link? Can't see myself here. That one. So just go to the website there and you can download it all there if you want, if you're keen on that. Okay, yeah, other than the cold weather and lots of work, not much more has happened this side. And yeah, keen to, well, the coming week's probably going to be busy as well, but keen to get playing with a few other things as well again. Okay, who's next on the list? Our friend Saro. Saro, over to you. VU2RTF, you're from Zulu Romeo 6 Tango Golf.
Looks like Saro's got a bit of a problem. So we go to the next station and then Saro can maybe just check what's going on. It's because he doesn't come up so often. Ed, would you like to take it Papa Yankee to Radio November? And then after you, Nigel, and then we'll give Saro another chance to come in from Zulu Sierra 6 Yankee India.
Yeah, hello. Hello, everybody. Greetings. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon from PY2RN. Just introduction, I just showed, so you guys were talking about PCBs, and I just showed my latest project. I'm sure that Mike and Bert are going to be proud of me. Yeah, I did that using Tango. All right, fine. I remember Tango. Okay, guys. Yeah, the summer. The winter here at the moment 26 degrees. Partially cloudy, but mostly sunny and no wind. So that's our winter. And that's it. This is 26 degrees now, but which is 10:32. but you know, after lunch it will reach up to 30s. Yeah, we have a very, very short winter down here, and long summer. I was talking to Gary regarding that experiment measuring the Doppler from QO-100, and I had to recall I have a Leo Bonnar dual port, which is actually being sub-utilized at the moment. I'm just using one of the outputs for 40 megahertz to the SSB Pluto. The DATV Pluto is not even external reference. I'm just using the internal TCXO that I replace it, which is for DATV. It's fair enough. And so I just recovered some knowledge about the Leo Bonnar dual port, and I remembered that it is possible to set different frequencies for each port. As you know, those ports are correlated. As soon as you put some frequency in port 1, it will calculate automatically and set, I don't know, the frequency he wants to put on port 2, but there is a way to force the frequency you want on port 2, and I just did that, and let me show to you guys here. In my case, I'd be interested on this one. Yeah, 40 megahertz for the Pluto, and 25 megahertz to the LNB. And those are the parameters you have to put it manually here. It's you have to set that manually. Then you need to click update. Then you close the application, and when you bring up the application again, it will assume the frequency that you are interested of. I have a couple of settings for 25/10, 27/10, and 40/25, but I believe on the Leo Bonnar website you can find more references. I actually don't remember exactly where I put those, where I got those references. Some was from AMSAT EL forum or the internet. Others were from the Leo Bonnar website. But yeah, it just maybe can be useful for the people that was not aware about that, and by coincidence it has the dual port Leo Bonnar GPS DO. So you may utilize it for two different frequencies that interests to you. Basically, that I was wishing to tell you guys. Very nice to see again go for Fox Kilo Kilo. Long time. Nice, really nice to see you there. And Bert with the board. Congratulations on that. Actually, I'm in need for this type of board, mainly to monitor the temperature from LD Moss ship, and yeah, that will be very interesting. Also, Leon, nice to see you, and Tom, another very nice software. Thank you for that. Very, very nice. What else? Oh, to Bert. Bert, I don't know if it's only you or some other, but the QSL cards we're gonna go out this week. Thank you for the QSO while I was in Papa Yankee 0 Foxtrot in the island, and I'm gonna ship all the direct QSL cards requested this week. So, and actually this one is for you. I don't know if the camera is good enough to show, but yeah, this is one of yours, because we have two QSOs. We had two QSOs, CW and SSB. All right, guys, that's it from me. Now going to NIGO, to Echo 0, Echo Hotel. Camera goes to you, NIGO. Thank you all. 73s, Papa Yankee 2, Radio November. Bye-bye.
Put my power on. I'll turn that down. Good afternoon, good evening, and good day to all viewers on station. Echoing there. So let's put the camera on first, and I will get rid of this echo in 3 seconds. That's better. Yeah, I started watching the net from 2 o'clock local time, but then just as you're about to start, Gary, I switched the wrong the socket off, and it buggered up with that audio. So took me till just before Martin. Well, after Martin, I don't know if I got Martin. I didn't. But anyway, it's all working now. Yes, it's rather hot. And what have I been doing this week? Well, I've got I've got the same problem as before, because I've not changed the dish yet. So I've worked on the 30 centimetre dish. I'm waiting to go 80 centimetre dish. I'm waiting to get 100 centimetre dish, because obviously, as usual, Gary and Leon, I get your sound, but no video. No video. It's but what I've been working on this week. This weather station. It's not setting nothing, because it's just showing the temperatures. The blue one, because it's just showing the temperatures, is 29 is inside the shack. The 43 is the one at the so the amp is shut up to 43, so I've got to keep an eye on that. And I've got 2 other remote RF weather stations. That's what I've got to read and set up, so everything takes quite a while for me to sort out and get through the grey matter. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what people are transmitting on for what Martin's doing, and Tom's no problem, got Tom. Well, apart from his sound, I thought my sound was playing up, but no, it was, you didn't turn your mic on. That helped. It's normally one of my tricks, Tom. Yeah, so that's what I've been working. I'm working on the weather station. Yeah, that's what I've been working. Waiting to get the larger disc. So that's short and sweet for me, because I never have a lot to say, because I like to listen, and it takes a while for me to say what I'm going to say, so I like to just keep it short. Okay, so that's about all I've got to cover so far. Yeah, don't like that weather. It's 35 at the amp and 24, 26 degrees outside, 29 inside the shack. So it's hot. On Tuesday it's going to be up to 30. 3940. I'd be interested to see what weather it is down at Martin's place. He's rather south from where I'm central UK. Martin's south UK, so he's probably going to be hotter. Anyway, that's stuff of it. I heard what you said, Ed. Pass it over to Sorrow. Next, if he's going to get on, Sorrow, VU2RTF Sorrow. You can take it with the drop carrier. I just put the card back on, so you're not looking at my mug. Yeah, it's got no transition. Okay, Sorrow, you've got the microphone there.
Pity, it would have been very nice to see him. I just want to quickly get this thing on recording. I must remember to record when Leon comes up. Okay, Nigel, pity you can't see us. I don't know why, because everyone else has seen everyone else. And I don't know why. Something with the codec is not working properly, perhaps on our end. Or maybe your VLC is not of a type that can receive. Maybe it's an older version, or maybe it's even the later version. I don't know. I've been trying to record my own signal on through the mini tuner, and it's not doing it. But it records anyone else, and Leon records mine. So it's a jumble of nonsense. And I don't think the bigger dish is going to help, because if you can read or see other guys like Tom and so on, we're running equivalent signals, so you should be able to pick that up. So it's quite interesting, that's for sure. Bert, that's a very, very nice board design, very well done. And I'm going to look forward to seeing that in the end, and that 3D is quite spectacular, actually. Yeah, as Martin said, I wonder if you can't just draw your own 3D thing and put it in, make it a DXF file, and then just draw it in. But it is a good idea having them on a terminal that you can just unplug them, that's for sure. But very, very nice bit of work there, I must say. Look forward to seeing that in flesh when it's done. And yeah, Martin, the temperature is very, very hot. We've had a mild winter thus far. Now, it might be that I climb into bed too early because it's warmer there than anywhere else. But I also judge it by, we haven't gone into deep minus figures yet. And I remember a couple of years ago, about this time, it would go to -5, -7 even Celsius, and then go up to about 18, 19 degrees. At the moment, it's about 18.8 outside. So it's actually not bad. And also, we haven't had that much frost. We have had frost, indeed, but there are sections of my lawn that's still quite green. For this time of the year, it's virtually unheard of. So perhaps global warming has something to do with this after all. But as long as it doesn't get too hot, my daughter's complaining, she's in London, and it's very hot. And of course, London being relatively low, height above sea level, things get a bit out of hand there. It's quite humid, actually. That's where we're lucky. Where Tom and I live, we're about 5,000 feet above sea level. So even on a hot day like 37, 35 degrees C, it's not very humid normally. It does get these days, but not normally. Right. Yeah, Tom, that's a very, very handy app. I was just wondering if Robert wants to use it to check his little unit, that is his lenses. He will obviously need a much longer period of time to get an averaging. Maybe like 10 minutes, perhaps even. I'm sure you can do that. So you have a long average, because he's obviously going to plug it in, and he wants to see after 10 minutes what's the result. Then he plugs another one in, or 5 minutes, whatever. And then he wants to see what the average is over that period of time. So the longer period of time, the more accurate, obviously. So perhaps that might be handy. I don't know what he precisely wants to do, but 30 seconds is not a long average. Maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes will be a more meaningful average if you want to start measuring different lenses and how they perform. Just my take on it, but I'm sure you can easily change that if it needs done. But again, another smart program that you've developed. I must say I'm so pleased you've come onto DATV, because there are a lot of interesting things that comes from your side. Some of the guys that have done developments are not doing as much as they used to, so it's nice to have fresh ideas and fresh blood in there. And like the one we were discussing yesterday, Tom, that will be good. But anyway, Ed, yeah, very nice circuit board you had there. You got the best of both worlds, because if the circuit doesn't work, you can eat the crust, you know, the board. So you're okay. You're all over there. No problems with that. And okay, very interesting on the Leo Bodner. We were discussing that on the phone the other night, or the other morning for you. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. It's a useful reference. It's useful to be able to do that. I know there was a concern at one stage that your two frequencies were interdependent and you couldn't always choose the frequency you like. But it seems as though by changing those references, things can change. So that's interesting. I've got a dual here, but it's running on my QNE up and down converter and also on the ICOM 9700. So I've just used both ports for 10 meg and it's running them quite nicely. But I'll definitely play with it because it makes it useful. Right, with that, I'll give Saro another gap. Maybe Saro can come in now. He didn't send me a WhatsApp. Normally, if he has an issue, let me just check. Hello, Cor, ZS6 Charlie Romeo, watching on YouTube here. I hope you get your receiver soon. Going up, and I know you're waiting for some parts. But and hello to Benno, Papa Alpha 3 Fox Bravo X-ray. Hello, Benno, also watching today. But yeah, Sarah hasn't come back with a message, so that's a bit worried. Okay, and that's Sandor, Delta Mike 4 Delta Sierra. He says he has posted Bert a link to the DX files for his fuse. It's in the BATC chat and also on YouTube chat. Thanks. Hello, and to you, Sandor. Nice to see you on. So excellent on that one. So Bert, it shows you we have quite a net here. The guys are watching. That's the main thing. They might not always come in. Right, let's see. We'll swiftly pull it around another turn. I think, Ed, you said you're going, so cheers to you. So let's quickly have a look. Bert, Papa Alpha 3 Alpha Oscar Delta. If you can just give a little pause in case Sarah wants to pop in from Zulu Sierra 6 Yankee India.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And I don't think Sarah is in. Let's see. Okay. I don't think Sarah is in. I've not seen anything. Okay. Yeah, what was it all? It was a lot of information. Let's start on the end of the list from Ed. Okay, Ed, thanks yeah, for the QSL card. We'll see it then. It's coming then through the mail. And if you have some extra stamps, or even if it's used, it has not to be new ones. If you have used, that's all okay. Also collecting stamps over here. So if you have a couple of stamps from Brazil or maybe other countries that are around you, yeah, it would be appreciated if I can get some other stamps over there. And Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I got the same Leo Bodnar, also the 2-channel. I'm using it for the 10 megahertz and the 25. And it's working yeah, flawless here, no problem at all. I don't know where I got the information, probably also from the Leo Bodnar side. I did not any development or whatever you call it to make all the frequencies, but yeah, maybe it was also in one of the lists that was included in the Leo Bodnar and the 2-channel ones. Let's see. Oh yeah, if Ed is still in and he's coming back, maybe you can tell a little bit more about your antenna. You're using that for the ZY Fun and half antenna, 2 halves, and you make one. Was that a homemade antenna or was it a commercial one, or what was it? That's, I'm curious about it. I saw it last week on one of your pictures that there was an, yeah, you could fold it together, or the way you call it. Let's see. Yeah, about the programming language, that's Python. Python is much easier than C. And at my QRL, we are mostly using, for this kind of stuff, you're using also Python. And so that's the reason of it. It's not real Python, it's micro Python called. Yeah, Leon, you're talking about no coal power plants. What are the power plants nowadays? Is it atomic power or gas, or what is it? You need some electricity, even in a country where now and then the power is gone, but you need some power plant. And if the coal plant is gone, there must be something in the substitute for it. Yeah, what I'm using over here, let's see if I can show you. Yeah, that's the one I'm using here. That's an open source one, KiCad, or yeah, KiCad EDA. It's open source, and yeah, it's a nice program. I use it already for a couple of years. In the old days, I used a program called Ultiboard. I don't know, is it also known on the other sides of the world or the other places, but in the Netherlands, it was a well-known package, Ultiboard. But yeah, the last couple of years, I'm using now KiCad. And let's see, what was more got here on the list? Oh, maybe you can pick up. Let's see. Oh, that was not what I'm using. Let's see. Yes. That's the one I want. Let's see. Okay. Maybe as you can see, what I'm maybe that's all the inputs. It's a liquid cooling pump, flow counter. The first project for this one will be a big amplifier, a 1 kilowatt amplifier for shortwave, and also for 10 and also for 6 meter, also for DATV. It will be liquid cooled. That's yeah, the first thing to do then. And I want a kind of you know, wheel inside the tubing to see if they're really floating some liquid, water or on the side of liquid. So I will put that in. The other one will be an II2 display or OLED or LCD. It will be a fan or the water pump with the postcode modulation, so I can change the speed a little bit if necessary. An RGB LED for yeah, also for signaling. For oh, that was the wrong button. As you can see, the PDT input that will be placed in serial with the clicks on. I don't know if it is also an English word, but we use it in the Netherlands as a thermostat. It's a thermostatic device. Put it on the heatsink, so if one of those will open, the PDT will be open, or the Klexon will open, then the transmitter will stop transmitting. And for temperature control, there will be a Dallas or a Maxim one-wire device. You can couple, I think, 251 from those devices on the system. There will also be a sequencer in, so you can see the PT in, PT out, the BIOS when everything is switched on and switched off. There must in certain order also protect the preamplifier near the antenna. This circuit will also be used then later for my 2 and 70 centimeter amplifiers. Got 2 spare inputs or outputs. Just there was some room left on the PCB, and that was one of the reasons to put that in. Let's see. There will be an 28 volts or 48 volts in. There's a special LM317, or you can also use the LM117. That's a low temperature device that goes to -10 or so. This one is only for positive temperatures. That makes from 28 or 48 volts, 12 volts, and that goes into the LM7805, and so on and so on. The other inputs, there was this one. You can 2 ADC inputs. One is used for the forward, or the other for the flex. That's the proposal for me anyway. But you can use it also for other inputs, of course, and it depends on your programming. But to other things, let's see. Oh yeah, this one was also. Also to check the power supply on the NFETs. Just put it also in one of the AD converters, so I can check if the power is on the FET. If one of the voltage from the power FETs is gone, I switch off everything, because otherwise the driver is putting power into the amplifier. So switch off. Let's see. Yeah, we got over here the 2 coax relays, the input coax relay and the output coax relay. That will be switched on. The bias voltage for the amplifier, and also switch on or off the driver. You can choose if you can follow the line. Okay, you can go to put that driver stage to ground, or put voltage 12 volt on it to the driver stage. And last but not least, a small coax relay that is switching on as last for from the input relay from the coax relay to the amplifier input, just for protection. And this is the last one for the mask preamplifier. Anyway, that's yeah, about the schematic and of course the Raspberry Pi Pico. Let's see what we have more. No, we have no more. Okay, that's me again. Yeah, I saw it, that from DM, was it DM4DS about the link. I will check that, and hopefully I can use that one. There are more packages using 3D, but not all the components are just for my package. Okay, I would say have a nice day, everybody. Nice weekend. I will switch off later this equipment, and will stay out the check for the coming days, because temperature is for me too high. Let's see. Oh yeah, the sun goes to the dealer UK, Martin, G4FKK, the group from PA3AOD. Oh, I have to switch off.
Yeah, fine, Bert. PA3AOD, G4FKK returning. Yeah, I love your schematic, by the way. It's really nicely thought through and versatile, as you say. You can use it for anything. I did years ago. I made a printed circuit board for general purpose PIC chip use, so you could use it for pretty much anything, and it's really a really good idea. all singing, all dancing Windows version. I thought, well, I might as well get a different one because they'd started charging for it then, and the free ones were coming. It's quite good. It did have a fairly major update a year or two ago, but I managed to keep up with it. I'm glad the workshop's coming on, and yeah, mine's coming on. I've been doing all the insulation the last couple of weeks, which is a filthy job, cutting, I forget what it's called now, but it's that stuff that makes dust everywhere. It's solid insulation, aluminium backed, PLC, I think, something like that anyway. So it's coming along. And an 8.2 metre piece of steel for the roof. Yeah, that I'm doing all mine by myself, Leon. So the biggest piece of timber I've had to use so far has been 2.4. Well, it's a bit of 8x4 plywood, which I'm using on my roof, and the cladding. Anyway, it's I could just about manage it by myself. Yeah, LNB radomes cracking. That's not a good design, is it? They must have saved a few pennies by using something not so UV proof. And okay, about your 19 PCs. I was sitting here astonished by that, Leon, and then I suddenly thought, well, I've got quite a few because I can never get rid of anything, so I've got about 4 in the loft. I've got 3 in the shack here, so I'm catching you up, really. Tom, I loved it when you came on, Tom, and your sound wasn't coming through. I was watching your eyes, watching you analyse each part of your system very systematically. Looked like a pilot checking the instruments in instrument meteorological conditions, HI. And yeah, sorry about the shirt. I've changed the shirt. This one's even louder. And I thought I'd wear this one because I actually bought this over 20 years ago in Cape Town. I was working over there, and it's absolutely brilliant for the hot weather because the collar sort of shields the back of your neck a bit. So, and of course it's got elephants on it and jazzy stuff. So I'm a bit well known for outrageous shirts, Tom. For many years I've played in a band, and part of our image is sometimes to wear ridiculous shirts. You said something that made me smile, Tom, the same as Rob M0, the quick tune guy. He often comes up on the BATC net and says, well, I haven't done much this week, and then goes through 3 or 4 different bits of software he's knocked up. But I think your beacon monitor one is really, really handy. Up till now, the best way I found of doing it is to use my ports down, either remoted out in the garden next to the dish, but then you have to disconnect everything and plug it all up. Or I use the ports down in the shack with a camera on it, going through OBS and then feeding it back out via VNC. But that's no good either because you get lots of latency then. I noticed the one on the phone is very quick to react. If you stand in front of the dish, it drops down straight away, so that's very good. I wonder if the Linux version that you can compile, I wonder if that would work on a Raspberry Pi.